Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back. I've been super busy doing my Laws of Enchantress, but I wanted to definitely get back into this because I've been seeing so much online about Childish Gambino. I'm going to get right to it. Why are we so upset that this guy is pro-black because he's married to a white woman? I have seen so many comments. So this is the question I want to say. You may not like who he's with, you may get upset, but would you prefer, if you are a black woman, would you prefer that men who are black stop being pro black? Would you prefer your men like Kanye? Kanye, who to me, in my opinion, is not pro black, he is pro whatever, and he doesn't identify with the black community, especially with his 400 years of slavery is a choice comment. I saw Kanye as the opposite of Childish Gambino. I saw Kanye as the opposite of what a Childish Gambino can be. Honestly, the things that he brought up in the video were very disturbing and it needs to be talked about. And this is the right time, especially with all the gun shootings and the teenagers protesting. I think the message is bigger than anybody else here. But what I do want to ask my fellow black women is that would you prefer that when a black man marries a white woman or any non-black woman, would you prefer they become anti-black or just don't associate with the black community? Because I don't know. I don't care who anybody is with. You guys should know that by now. I don't put too much thought into what other people are doing. You guys should know that by now. I don't waste my time or energy, especially if I know what I'm doing. I'm happy. I don't care about that. I look at him as an artist. What he does in the bedroom behind closed doors, even if it was a black woman, does not concern me. It's the year 2018. I'm well aware people will date other people. I know the stigma and I know the gripe that black women have with black men dating white women. And you know what? That's never going to change. That is something that if you try to hold on to with a grudge, you might live a very unhappy life. You have the choice to open your options, open your dating, date whoever you want, and have a wonderful, happy life. I actually think you should want men who want you. You shouldn't have to guilt men. You shouldn't have to force men. You shouldn't have to make the men feel like you own him. It doesn't matter. And, let him go be happy. But the whole point is, what do we want of men like Childish Gambino? Because I saw the opposite being Kanye and West. Kanye and West is somebody to me that can't identify with the black community. He's somebody that's in another environment. He's completely removed. And the issues and challenges, they don't even reach his ears. He does not care. Kanye is uber rich because of his talent, a very talented musician, very talented producer, very talented writer. Kanye is a talented artist. Also, he's into fashion. So I don't think that Kanye can identify with the everyday black man or black woman. And that's why he made that slavery is a choice thing. And even though we can try to brush off Kanye and brush him off and say, you know what, who the hell cares? It's Kanye. You have to understand when he says that type of rhetoric, what do I keep saying on this channel? What do I keep saying? People are watching. If we want to get somewhere as black people, we got to do things we've never done. And I keep saying it, but not everyone listens. And it's very easy to tear each other down and throw darts, this and that. It's very easy, but that is how people see us. And when I see Kanye, alleviating people who committed the crime of slavery, but that's basically what you're doing. And when people say, well, we did have a choice. Yeah, but when I try to apply that to other atrocities in history, if I was to say the Holocaust was a choice or, the Irish famine was a choice, you could instantly see people getting enraged and upset. I actually tried that on my personal Facebook page and people were like, the Holocaust wasn't a choice. How dare you? And I'm like, okay, but why are we comfortable with him saying slavery is a choice? Both were horrible human travesties. Both took a loss of life and suffering and human violence against one another. But yet, you see the difference when people of the Jewish faith, they don't play around with that. That's something special to them. They don't allow you to use that as a contrast. And also, it's about victimizing the victim. Everything in life is a choice, but if somebody's holding a gun to your head, that's a crime. It's not a choice, it's a crime. If somebody forces you into a room and tries to attack you physically, that's a crime. If you're walking down the street and a bunch of men assault you, you can't just tell the person who got victimized, well, that's your choice to walk down the street. That's a crime. But the reason I'm bringing that up with Childish Gambino, that is the opposite end of the spectrum that you're going to get if these black men who are in powerful positions, no matter who they marry, choose not to, associate themselves with us. They get disconnected. And the most dangerous part is that they are reflecting to the world a false image of a black person because they get exposure, whether you like it or not. Whether you like Kanye, I'm sick of Kanye, it doesn't matter because this is what's getting exposed to the entire planet of what a black person is thinking, saying, or doing. It doesn't matter. Childish Gambino, I appreciate him bringing attention to issues, bringing attention to the police brutality, bringing attention to gun violence, showing the care in the video for the gun with the red cloth, but a total lack of disrespect for the body. And that's what I think we should focus on. And I appreciate what he's doing. I don't want men who date white women to be anti-black, to be anti-black community, to be anti-black women. And I've seen a lot of people complaining about various black men who date out of their race, saying it's a joke for them to be pro-black. And I don't think it's a joke. I think they should even be more pro-black to show they're not dating because they think their race is inferior. They're not dating a non-black woman because their race is inferior. They're dating somebody non-black because they're attracted to it. That's what they want to do. It doesn't reflect how they feel or respect their race. So I kind of admire when Childish Gambino is up there with his natural hair, his big uneven afro, his curly chest hair, and he is still advocating for issues that he doesn't have to care about. That's what you guys don't understand. He is completely removed. And believe it or not, it's a risque 50-50 issue when you deal with race in America. We all know this. We all know that if you speak about race in a song or any type of art, you risk alienating a lot of the population because they don't want to hear it. A lot of people are racist, discriminatory. A lot of people don't care about black issues. So you're taking a big risk as an artist when you speak up and you are saying anything pro-black. I think we all can agree on that. So when Childish Gambino made that video, it was a 50-50 thing. And we still don't know how that's going to affect a career in the long run. We do know that when an artist, even when it was Beyonce or Jay-Z or Bob Marley, throughout history, when an artist takes up pro-black, white, black right movements, it can truly affect their career in a negative way. He doesn't have to do that. He's not affected by gun violence. He doesn't live in the hood, quote, quote. He doesn't have to worry about getting shot or stuff like that. Most of the stuff that he demonstrated in the video, he'll probably never be a victim of. But he cares enough to use his star power, to use his fame, to use his connectivity, to use his network, to use his voice that's very loud. He got over 54 million views in just 3 days. I'm sure if you look, it's even higher now. So he's using that in a positive way, in a provocative way. And I appreciate that. Because to me, if we're telling these black guys who are marrying white women, don't be pro-black, this and that, blah, I think our priorities are messed up. He's not affecting us. I think the black men who are in hip hop videos and portray a negative image verbally and musically of black women predominantly, disproportionately, that's the more bigger issue. That's creating a culture, a baby mama culture, a side piece culture that I'm going to elaborate more. That to me is a bigger threat to us as a people because you have a lot of young men being raised in this destructive culture. And I'm not saying you can't have hip hop music. I'm not saying that. But there's a difference between music and culture. And we're taking that music and destroying our areas because we're thinking that's real stuff. No, it's just entertainment. So when I look at Childish Gambino, I'm happy that even though he has a white wife and mixed kids, that he is still connected to the issues that really don't have to affect him anymore versus a Kanye who is saying everything's great with black people, who said that, black people are doing amazing under Trump. Like he has no idea about the real world. So you got your opposite ends of the spectrum. And I know you're going to have some black women who are upset saying, but you don't get it. They're dating out their race. Listen, ladies, that's going to happen. We can't stop that. What you can do is open up your options, put yourself out there, and truly be happy and enjoy your life. You can't sit in the corner and sulk and hope that these guys talk to you. It's just not going to happen. It's never going to change. So, that's a different channel. That's a different page when you're talking about who's dating who. But my question is, and my stance is, would you rather him be anti? Would you rather him be like Kanye? Or would you rather he continue to bring awareness and, be provocative and continue to, champion gun rights and things that are happening, gun violence against black people, whatever it may be? Because I think we need that. I think we need that. There's not a lot of rappers that are going to get that much attention doing that. So I appreciate what he's doing. I don't appreciate what Kanye is doing. And I think that we should encourage him. I think what he's doing is bigger than who we want him to date. Like I said, whoever he dates is personal. I'm not influenced by who he takes with in the bedroom. And I do understand that it looks bad when the majority of black men who are successful or who are financially well off choose to marry out their race. It's about 30% of all black men that go into interracial relationships. It's about 30%. And, that's a lot when you consider how much are not around. There's 2 million more black women than black men. 2 million more. But if you actually adjust for men who don't have high school diplomas, or men who are currently incarcerated, or men who have federal, charges or federal backgrounds, like federal crimes, the disproportionate number gets even larger. So I totally understand and can totally relate to black women's frustration when they see eligible men dating out, but that's not going to change. And the answer is not telling these black men, oh yeah, you date out your race, don't be pro-black, don't look at black, don't talk about anything good black, because that's actually a domino effect which can make the situation worse. I like the fact that when you are interracial, whether you're a man or woman, you're not there bashing the other race. Why? Because it looks bad. Imagine if Childish Gambino was anti-black, or imagine if he was like Kanye, making us look bad. So I appreciate his artistry for this song. I like what he did. If you disagree, you can write in the comments. And like I said, what do we want as black women? I mean, do we want these black men who are dating white women to stop being pro-black, to stop raising awareness? It's to me, it's a no-brainer. To me, it would be a horrible thing if these men were to come out and say negative things, like some men do. You have some black men who do go out there and say that, and it's not nice. So I'm very proud of him and his achievement. I'm happy his song is getting this incredible feedback, and hopefully the conversation can continue about gun violence in the United States, and hopefully we can get something done to make it safer for our children who are going to school, and especially in black neighborhoods as well. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe.